Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So last night we did a big decode, and Danny said he watched it in parts and he didn't quite get the numbers. So I'm going to try to explain that a little bit the best I can. But um, I thought about doing that in parts, but then I quickly realized that I would have to re-examine the list every time or redo the list every time, and it was going to be more complicated and actually take longer. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. So when we run these things, I'm going to provide the gematria calculator so you guys can run them yourself, and you can see what we mean. All you have to do is type a word in. You'll get 4 base ciphers. And we did this example by itself once, right? Where you had Masonic Temple and quantum change. All right, now you notice that this is, 206 and 206, right? So when you are, so these bottom numbers, and I have this up on the gematria calculator. So, oh, no I don't, because I did something else. Let me just, alright. So I typed in Masonic Temple. Now, these bottom numbers read 1188, and I'm going to explain that. Now, we ain't using the bottom numbers, mind you, but this is how this will explain how this zero. So, if you add, the way they reduce these is once you get these 4 ciphers, you add 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 5 is 10, you drop the 0 and you get 1 down here. 5 plus 5 is 10, that's right, 5 plus 5 is 10, and you drop the 0 off and you get 1 down here. You add 2 plus 0 is 2, then you're left with 26, all right? Then you add 2 plus 6 and you get 8 down here. Now that's important. You add 2 plus 0, and that 0 goes away. Right, so these 0, and when you drop that 0 goes off the end. So these zeros go away. All right, and of course, with this 71 and the 62, if you add 7 plus 1, you get 8. If you add 6 plus 2, you get 8. That goes on the bottom. So essentially, these zeros, when you fully reduce these numbers to their numerical value, or numerological value, these zeros go away. So 206 is 26. 260 is also 26. Essentially. So that's how we did that. Now, each thing we ran, and I'll provide the link to our last video if anyone missed it. Each thing that we ran like this, Masonic Temple, Quantum Change, Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, Metallica, all that, we got the 4 ciphers out of that. And we are not using the bottom numbers, and I'll write those in there just so you can see how it would show up on the calculator. This was 1 because you dropped the 0. This was 1. This is 8 and 8. So these bottom numbers would go 1188. And if you type that into the calculator, that's what you'll find. 1188 is on the bottom. But we're not doing that. And the reason we're not using those bottom numbers is because that would leave anybody to say that it could be a coincidence because you could add those up. So we're not doing it. Even though it's relevant, we're still not doing it. We're sticking to these top numbers just for our point. So each thing we ran, we got 4 ciphers out of, and so that when we did, so then after you got everything in a list with the 4 numbers, you had to see which numbers matched. And the reason that is because when they do this code, certain words equal certain numbers. And if it was just in one cipher, that would be too easy, right? No, they use 4 ciphers. that's As far as I'm concerned, that, you know, and from what I understand of it, that is so that the common person isn't going to be able to decode this. All right, and I am the common person, but I don't know. I'm not anything special, but yeah, you are. Well, thank you, baby. But once I determine that I'm going to do something, then I'll stop at nothing to figure it out. So, and we didn't, and anyone that watched our decode process, guys, we didn't have a blueprint for this. As far as we know, nobody had collected data other than the changes themselves on the Mandela effect and tried to do anything. As far as we know, that doesn't mean somebody didn't, that we didn't see. But we got charts that show a pattern of the songs that changed in their variance percentages. We took the changes and crossed out the like letters and put the changes in order, and we ran those through the ringers, and that evolved as we went. We started out just running them once, and then we ran them through a couple categories, and now we run them through a bunch of categories and then turn them into numbers, right? And forwards and backwards, right? Because everything because a lot of things these Freemasons do is upside down and backwards, right? You've heard that before. Mirror, you've heard mirror before. You know, they mirror stuff. That's why 62 is the same value as 26. It's a mirror. Right, and these Freemasons believe that God created the earth with numbers and letters, the world with numbers and letters. All right, it's an old Kabbalah code. They've been using it for a long time. And also, I should clarify, 101 is the 26th prime. So with these guys, 101 is associated with 26. I said it's the same thing. I mean, it basically is. Because it's a 26th prime, it's important to them. So 101 is 11 and 26. I don't know how to explain that any better. If you go look it up, it's the 26th prime number. This is the code these guys use. A lot of people will never figure this out. I thank Zach Hubbard for it myself, because he's the one that we bought his book. We're through a lot of it, and we think we're onto something. So we didn't have a blueprint for this. And it evolved as it went. Now there is a blueprint. If anybody wants to go and try to decode any of these themselves, well, first you got to get everything you can out of the changes, and then whatever you get out of the changes, you run through here. Now, once we got all the pages of this 4 ciphers, and I don't have my. Can you hand me that notebook with the 4 ciphers? No, the other one, I believe. Yeah, I think this one. I thought. No. One second, guys. I'm going to find this so I can show you. All right, so that when we ran this list, we got pages. These were our controls. Remember the Montauk Project and such, and we got 4 ciphers. All 4 ciphers for absolutely everything. You can see. All right, just like that. Then you had to proceed to go see what matched up, because that's what they do. That's how they communicate. That's the code. I'm suspecting that a lot of these quantum computers were built by Freemasons. So, of course, they're going to use the code, right? Or nonetheless used by them. Of course, they're going to use the code. So, once you started breaking it down, then you had to go find everything that valued in sum to 26, or its mirror, or 101, the 26th prime. And then you came up with something like this. And probably on this page everything connects. I'm not really sure. I think they do, or most of them connect just on one page alone, guys. So once again, you got to go through the actual decode process of the changes. We put them into a chart. We're going to do something with that chart someday when we get all the data we want for it. And then we had to proceed, and this is just an example. One of the numbers was 26. So you list all that. And the others, some of the other numbers, I think you had 18, 81, you list that. And they hook up I don't know how to word it, but just try it. Try it with something. That's what we did. We tried it with random stuff, couldn't get stuff to hook up. But when we ran this and our personal decode on something very personal, they did match up, and you did have connections. But you can't just connect anything this way, as we found out. We tried. We tried to connect the Kurt Cobain mysterious thing and couldn't get anything. Of course, again, I could be missing information. And on that subject, there's a chance in all that I didn't get some of the numbers that match, but I think that's okay. We proved our point there. And I did forget to break some of the, like, pinball and wizard down. But as everybody saw, you didn't need to. I did break pinball and wizard down, and both numbers matched on all four ciphers, I think. And some of these match all four ciphers. Some of these are in here 4 times. I think Masonic Temple is in there 4 times with all 4 ciphers. I think Quantum Change is in there 4 times with all 4 ciphers. And a few other things are in there 4 times with all 4 ciphers. And that's very telling as far as we're concerned. So I don't really know how, did I explain that? I don't really know how to explain it any better. And these were random as could be, guys. Some of them were songs that we found that we decoded. A couple of them were money bags is fine. We had a deodorant. we had a movie changed. We had what? Yeah, we had a couple. Yeah, we had a couple of movies. We had songs. We had deodorant. It was all over the board, and we'd already decoded those. And so we were running what we found in our decodes to see if they matched through this gematria calculator, and they did. So to us, that's definitive. To us, that links all 8, and there's more. Now, we didn't find a quantum network, a quantum computer user in every cipher. We didn't find one in 2 Princes. We tried. And that doesn't mean we didn't miss something. Again, there's no blueprint for this. We're making the blueprint as far as we know. That if anybody wants to do it, I mean, it's not that popular right now. Maybe it will be someday. If people want more than just the changes, if people want answers as to why, you're going to have to step outside the changes. And in some cases, you're going to have to, like we had to step outside of our own beliefs and start looking into other people's beliefs in order to get these answers. And to us, this is answers. This is it. I mean, we don't retract when we said in the beginning when we first started this, a couple of things we definitively said because somebody was, they changed because somebody was calculating the stock market. We stand by that, actually. We just evolved. I mean, these guys are calculating the stock market. These guys are calculating chemicals. They are calculating medical stuff.
For instance, like the Tin Man changed and we found tons and tons of metals being hit.
For instance, the Tin Man changed and we found tons and tons of metals in our decodes. That's a really good example.
Metal music was being hit hard.
And as Phoenix pointed out, metal music, heavy metal music is being hit hard. So it all connects. It all connects. And we think that we've proved the connection right here. And we're going to continue. And again, I wanted to link all 8. You know, I thought about linking a few and then doing a video, but I wasn't going to be satisfied unless they all linked. So I didn't want to come out and say, okay, these 2 link, and then try to link the rest later. I wanted to know, because if they didn't all link, then I was wrong, right? We were wrong. And then there was no point anymore. But they did. They all linked. So I know that's really tough to understand, but I hope I explained it a little bit. And we'll continue to attempt and again, this lighting in here is bad. It's been hurting my eyes to do, so I might take a break from it now that we finally hooked all this up and go back to, you know, looking at contradicting band names or something for a while until we get to where we have some light that isn't going to give me a headache. And my fiance still has a video to do about that Boys to Men that we found something very bizarre. We've been meaning to do that. Maybe we will do that later if we have time, or she will do that later if we have time. Otherwise, maybe this weekend on Sunday or Monday or something. But I wanted to get this out there and explain things a little bit. Hopefully this helped clear that up. I know it was a long, difficult decode, but again, it wasn't any good to me unless I could link all 8. Because if I couldn't link all 8, there was no point. But we did link all 8. They all linked right up. Hell, they were linked up in the first, 3, 4 pages that I read, and we could have stopped right there, but we didn't. Well, we linked them up even farther and went all the way. And we won't stop there. We will attempt to link others. We will attempt to find other quantum computer users through our decodes. With fresh eyes, we might even come back through our data and like the two Princes song with Spin Doctors that I saw in between there that we didn't find anything or anybody. We found stuff, but we didn't find a person that may have been using the quantum network. Nothing fit the pattern that we were using. But that doesn't mean we didn't miss something. All right, so we'll be looking that over when we get our stuff out or get to where we're going to go permanently. So I guess that's about it. This ran longer than I wanted it to, but this was kind of complicated. I hope I cleared something up. And again, she'll be coming out with a video in the coming days about her Boys to Men thing. It's really weird to her. And it's bizarre to me, too. So that'll just be to come. So for now, guys, thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down. Thanks for your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope this cleared something up. Let me know if it did or didn't. Let us know. We'll try to do better next time if we didn't. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your day.